Hello, Beauty News family.
Hello.
Welcome to
Updates!
Beauty News Updates. So,
Did you miss it?
Yeah.
Did you miss
Have you missed it? It's back. It's back. We were catching up today, so we figured let's just film because there's some stuff.
There's stuff to talk about,
There's some
and I
cool
didn't want to
updates.
have to wait until Friday to talk about it.
Is this going? Yeah.
Yeah, we're all going.
We're
slowly,
going.
very slowly. We've had a long week.
We have, my goodness.
Alright, Anastasia Beverly Hills. We've seen that highlighter with Amrezy.
Amrezy.
Whatever. So we saw sneak peeks of this, and Anastasia Beverly Hills was sort of giving something's coming, 14th of February.
Yep.
And it happens to be this highlighter. So
Yes.
it's a beautiful looking highlighter.
It is.
Can I just say, little bit typical, gorgeous packaging, but I'm sure people will have this time and time again in their collection.
Yeah, I mean, I like the way it looks and everything.
Yeah.
But I do have to agree with you on the fact that this is, like, it's a little bit generic, isn't it? In terms of highlighters.
It's a champagne gold.
It is a champagne gold. And,
Maybe it's Anastasia's version of champagne pop.
oh, we're going to be seeing this shit come back for years.
Yeah.
Repackaged, changed the name because now we're not friends anymore.
The benefit of this colour, and I get why brands bring it out, is that it suits a wide range of skin tones. You know, it might not be the best colour pick for all skin tones, but in some way, shape or form, you can kind of use it.
Yeah.
So I get it. And the pan's really beautiful. I really like this design, but
yeah, so do I.
I'm not placing an order.
No, I'm not going to place an order for it. I can continue without it. But something that... Did you hear that? That was her deep breath. And Kat's funny. She's got a couple of deep breaths. She's got an excited deep breath, and she has a rage deep breath. that was a rage one.
I could feel disappointment.
That was like...
It took my breath away, the disappointment.
The devil growling. I'm coming for you. Blackmoon Cosmetics.
Yeah, alright. So we all know this... Orb of Light palette. We saw black and white photos of it a while ago, and they did describe it as being a 8-pan matte palette. So we're like, fuck, it's an all matte palette. Kind of goes against the packaging that's got holographic and it's Orb of Light, shiny, and you think light and sort of maybe reflective and maybe fun. A lot of people...
Sparkly,
something going on with light, reflective. And a few people were saying that Orb of Light actually is in reference to your eyes. But I still think it's not... doesn't look cohesive with a matte palette.
Yeah, I agree.
There was a black and white image that someone put through this Colorize It website, which sort of predicts colours based on black and white photos, and I was surprised at how accurate this was.
Oh my god, guys. Almost smashed it out of the park.
Yeah.
So we've seen it, and it's literally... so disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, I was prepared to be disappointed because when they said it was going to be all mattes, I was like, it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
Because I know you're going to follow trends, and that's exactly what they've done.
Yeah.
And it's literally just a combination of cools and warms, all mattes, blanders, batshit.
Yep.
And
pretty much.
I think the only interesting thing about this palette, and someone else actually had to point it out for me, looks like it's got a little moustache as a mirror.
Yeah.
And that's it. The end.
Someone also pointed out that it gives a real, like, Kat Von D vibes, and if you're familiar with an old palette that they had out, this was the Monarch eyeshadow palette. It's very similar sort of colours. It hits the same notes, the warms, the yellow kind of colour, the pink, the silver, but these are shimmers with some mattes, but predominantly shimmers. So it's like a colour theme that was out 5 years ago. It's not anything new or exciting at all.
I think the reason I'm so disappointed about this is they hyped this like it was a second coming of Jesus.
Yeah.
And it's literally like a palette from 5 years ago. and 4 years ago and 3 years ago and 2 years ago, and it's literally every single shade that I have in my fucking collection 3 or 4 times over.
Yeah. I reckon what would have been smarter is to, because like the middle 3 are pretty cool. You got the yellow, the orange, the true red. If they continued that with like almost a dark matte rainbow kind of colour.
Yeah. So
I would have been happier with that. A navy, a dark purple, a forest green, something like that. You can kind of go, okay, you're doing your own thing.
Yeah.
You're not, and I can understand, and this is where I sort of get, like, if you're a big fan of this particular brand and you've got your blinkers on and that's your whole entire world,
that's fine.
I understand that this is probably exciting for people, and they might be wanting to have this orb of light as like a series, and this is sort of like the starter palette, I'm assuming, but in the scheme of the makeup world, it doesn't inspire me.
It's so hard for me to be excited about it. And they went on about how they had created this special new formula. And
Can I say, though, that the swatches do look like they've got a lot of pigment. So it looks like they did a good job. Like, you can't tell with marketing swatches anyway. They're all pretty much doctored or heavily altered or swatched in a certain way to make them look even better. But it just confuses me.
Yeah, I'm just so not excited about it.
No.
And there was so much hype.
No, but it was only hype from them.
It was hype from the brand, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm just like, anything that they come out with now, I'm like, you're going to be excited, but I'm not excited for you.
Soz. All right, let's move on.
Let's do it. We've got a really quick update. Bourjois have added some new shades to the Healthy Mix foundation range. So that's, if you like that foundation, it's there for you.
I do think that this is good timing for them to do it. It's riding the fail, like the success.
The Tarte fail wave.
Yeah. But when I was thinking of, when we were talking about the Tarte Shape Tape foundation, one brand that stood out to me was Bourjois, because they've always had like only 6 shades of light to light-ish. And the fact that they've added 6 new shades, and you look at the 6 that they've added and you go, what did you have before?
That's concerning.
It's concerning,
that is concerning.
Isn't it? It's bad.
Yeah, tides are changing for makeup brands. You can't get away with that shit anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh.
All right, so this is just an update from last week's episode. We talked at length, I cut a lot out. We were talking about how it was such a great idea for Colourpop to release a luxe range. And we were saying, once again, this was all cut out, but we were saying that it was a good move because they pump out so much product like each year and each season that you're almost limiting yourself if you're just trying to make really affordable things. Whereas if they wanted to push the brand and get it more recognition in like with more people, having a luxe range makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, after we filmed that, and while I was editing and I was checking updates on what we had talked about, they'd released the price, $7. That's $1 more than a lipstick, right?
Yeah. And also, it's like they were talking about how in the video, they were talking about how they were, like, they didn't get it right the first time, so they scrapped everything and started again. They made it sound like they were fucking reformulating and doing something la 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 la. It's the same fucking formula in a bullet lipstick.
As lipsticks. My God. So all they've done is just make the packaging look nicer than a lipstick packaging.
Look, I'm down for it. I like the packaging is pretty. I love the star imprint on it, but Jesus Christ, don't make a fuss about it.
And don't create a new luxe range like it's a big deal when you're putting the same formula probably close to the same formula in just a metallic finish bullet that looks nicer.
They wasted the term luxe on something that's not luxe.
Yeah, I was expecting.
They had an opportunity, like, right there in their fucking golden little hands.
Yeah.
And they
didn't do it.
Oh,
well. Maybe next time.
Probably not.
No.
All right, so we're going to talk about something from It Cosmetics.
Yeah,
and
we will.
It's technically new, but
it's
we're
of
going to
an
talk
old
about
product.
it's.
And we talked about with Bourjois.
Exactly.
It is
So
what it is.
they're expanding their range. They've got the CC Plus Cream Foundation, which they expanded their range late last year.
Yeah, because I had 3 or something, and they expanded it to 6.
Yeah, exactly.
And now they're adding more, so they've got 14.
Yes.
Which I'm sure a lot of people are really keen on this because that's one of their hero products. People always rave about their CC cream foundation thing. It's supposed to be
They call it a full coverage moisturizer, basically.
Yeah, and people rave about it. People that have like drier skin or that like a dewier foundation love it. And I do remember back in the day, it had like 3 or 4 shades.
Yes,
and it was like light, medium. You know, it was like shit.
It was bad.
Yeah. And it's good that they're investing a lot of money on not only making the shade range, especially if something's a high coverage or there's pigment in it. Like it's not supposed to be just a tinted moisturizer. It's supposed to be coverage. They do need to add more shades. So it's 100%. Probably, once again, good timing, but it's also their hero product and they should invest a lot more money into that range.
Yeah. All right.
On to the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Biggest update.
You're excited.
No.
Neither am I.
Some people are. Jeffree Star has announced, it's not called Blood Sugar, it's called Love Stick Collection.
Yeah. So it's a Love Stick Collection. Blood Sugar is the name of the palette. Mm-hmm.
So there was a video that went up, as of filming this, went up today. Mm-hmm. And there's a few things to discuss. Mm-hmm. So firstly, my prediction, I'm going to insert it here.
So you can see that's going to be it. That's definitely going to be the palette.
So they're going to be about half the size.
Yeah.
I just find it funny though, when people come out with products and they're like, double the size of MAC.
And then
they realise people don't actually want double the size of MAC because it's too much fucking eyeshadow. They want more variety. Yeah. And so it's like, same size as MAC. So my prediction of Jeffree Star comparing it to MAC eyeshadow.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Fuck, man, that was so funny. When I was doing the metadata, I watched it about 4 times. Yeah. I was just laughing. I had tears rolling down my face.
But he even addressed
bigger than MAC.
Bigger than
same size as MAC.
Yeah, but like, okay, so he did address it in this video, and he said that, and this is where I think it's funny, and I think brands, especially people that have a very strong opinion of makeup and what they want from makeup, they're almost like idealistic, and they go, okay, this is what I want, so I'll create what I want, and that's cool, but that will get you so far until you realise this doesn't work for everyone. Yeah. People don't want giant blush size pans of turquoise. Like it's going to go off. It's never going to be used. Yeah. So he's sort of conformed to here's more shades and less of it. Yeah. He did compare the pan size and he said that it's still bigger than MAC. He didn't tell me the grams, so I can't confirm. I don't know. But they are...
wait until people start getting the palettes.
Or he shows close-ups of the... Yeah. So... the pans are square like the old ones, but just like around half the size. There's 18 shades, which is 8 shades more than the normal one. Mm-hmm. So I commend that. What do you think of the actual palette? I think it's boring. It is the most conventional fucking palette.
I don't like it.
Nah, neither do I.
I don't. And you know what I don't like about it? It's like I have all of this. Yeah. And most of it I don't even want to use. The only things I want to use are the reds. And I'm funny with reds because I've bought so many of them, but I always come back to the same ones because they work so well. And he was saying how these are pressed pigments because he doesn't use carmine. And they have to be dyed, and like these sort of reds can stay on your skin and stuff like that. They're not technically eye safe.
Yeah, so I want to touch on that as well because in our last video, a lot of people were commenting. So he tweeted that they're eyeshadows and pressed pigments, and we were like, eyeshadows and pressed pigments are like pretty much the same thing. But it is. And a few people mentioned it, and we don't have it in Australia or like Europe or Asia. We don't have. We've got a different sort of like chemical.
They've got the FDA, and we've got different regulatory systems.
So that kind of dye color isn't
considered eye and lip safe
in the US. Yeah. So for them to use it in eyeshadow products, they have to list it as pressed pigments because they can't list it as eyeshadows because they have to have a warning that it can't be near the eyes. Yeah. And I actually remember seeing something about FDA not approved products.
Yeah.
And what they were saying is that just because it's not FDA approved doesn't mean it's not safe. It just means that an individual company hasn't paid the exorbitant fees to get it FDA approved.
Tested and
So because a company has to be like, I'm using this in my product and I need to go out of my way to prove that it's safe.
It's safe, yeah.
But it's easier for cosmetic companies just to put a warning saying, don't put it near the eyes.
Especially when it's things like makeup.
Yeah, so
it's not worth them. If they're selling like really high-end skincare, they're going to do stuff like that. But not for a fucking $52 eyeshadow palette.
Yeah, so because these are vegan and they can't contain carmine, which is where a lot of lipsticks and makeup get the reds and pinks, they've had to put dyes. So these in the US technically aren't eye safe, but that's only a real problem if you have sensitive eyes or sensitive skin, or you know that these types of stains don't work for you.
Yeah.
But these aren't illegal around other areas in the world. They've got different approval things. Yeah. So anyway, the problem that I have with this palette, I much prefer this 18 pan format.
I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to put that out there as well. I actually, like, you were showing how thick the packaging is and stuff. I don't love how thick it is.
I want to talk about the packaging in a second as well.
I've got photos of that. But I do want to say I like how he's done something a little bit different.
Yeah. I
got to give him props where props are deserved.
But this isn't different in the makeup industry. It is different for him.
Yes.
And I prefer this over the 10 pan giant ones.
Yes.
For me, the thing that stands out, there's probably maybe 3 shades that stand out for me. The purple.
Yeah.
Which looks interesting. The bright red.
Yeah.
And maybe one of those more like burgundy reds.
I think the only one that I'm actually interested in is Prick.
Yeah. I'm interested in Prick as well.
Yeah.
But that bright purple, I'm like, that looks cool and that's different.
Yeah.
And the grey next to it's a bit different. The rest of them, I've got time and time again. I've even got them in your own palettes, Jeffree. I've got a bright pink. And I've got a bronze. I've got a off-white. This is a pure white, but you know, I've got it. But you've even given it to me.
I've got to say that when he opened the palette, I was like, wow, I expected more.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm no.
But yeah, anyway, this is going to be a bit more expensive than the last ones, but only a few more dollars. I think it's going to be $52. What I wanted to talk about with the packaging was that I like the idea of the doctor's case design. I like that it's in like a cassette tape.
Yeah, I love that.
Not cassette tape, VHS tape.
The
case.
slip.
The slip made me laugh.
The cardboard slip.
Yeah, and he called it out, made me laugh.
Yeah, but he called it ancient. And I was like, honey, please.
Well, we are ancient.
You shut up. I remember them and I still love them.
Yeah, but what I thought with the case, with the clips, I really thought what he should have done, because he was talking about that he was originally tried to make an 18 pan palette in the big form, and it was too big
and bulky.
Who would take that travelling and I'm like, who the fuck would take a case within a case travelling? Like, why would you put your case in a suitcase?
I have to agree with you on that one. I thought it was a bit ridiculous as well.
But I came up with an idea that he should have implemented.
Yeah.
So the case itself looks pretty cool, and it's a faux leather. He should have been able to open that up, take it out in a thin format, and then have it like a clutch.
Yeah, that would have been
like,
sick.
Have the font upside down, the clips up the top, and have it as a clutch.
That would have been sick.
That would have been cool, right?
Yeah.
So he should have had it like you can take the cardboard eyeshadow pan out and keep the box.
Would have been a good idea, actually. Yeah, I feel like that, because he does actually show the depth of one of the pans that's in the palette, and it's a standard pan. It's a standard pan. So you have all of this excess space wasted.
Yeah.
And you can't even use it. Like,
yeah.
All it is to look cool. And I can appreciate something that looks cool for the sake of looking cool, but also, like, we are fucking makeup junkies. Anything that's taking up the space of 3 standard palettes, we've got problems.
Yeah, I just think that it was a wasted opportunity because I reckon his fans would have loved a blood sugar, like, faux leather clutch.
Yeah.
And they would have loved a nice kind of thin pan that you can, like, cardboard palette that you can stack with your other ones. Yeah. That's just, it would have been best of both worlds.
Would have been good,
So then we've got the lip products.
Yeah. So there's 4 liquid lipsticks in the range. There's like a candy pink. There's a metallic sort of gunmetal greyish shade. There's like a lavender, and then there's a, I don't know,
Berry
a pretty
pink.
generic sort of fuchsia berry shade.
Yeah.
There's 3 lip ammunitions. He did turn androgyny into a lip ammunition
And
lipstick.
also Calabasas, which
is
was
back.
from a summer collection.
Yeah.
That was a liquid lipstick in a summer collection.
And then the new shade is this sort of dark berry colour.
And the packaging is cool. So the design on this one is kind of chrome red, and then the box has this cool sort of like light shifting design, and they have
it's a
heart. So it was a really cool touch.
It's really smart. He was saying how he come across that at a beauty convention and trade show. Then we've got the 2 mirrors. So there's a red and a sort of burgundy.
red.
Yep. And
That's a funny screenshot.
yeah, I know. It's not bad, is it?
I love it. And then there's the makeup bag, which is red. This one looks pretty cool. One thing I really dig about this, and they're $25, which I'm like, that's quite a lot of money for a makeup bag. But I respect that they look quite small, but you can put all the palettes in them.
Put all 3 of these palettes in
Yeah.
there.
So I thought that
And he was
cool.
honest about it. He's like, I needed 2 hands to do that shit.
Yeah.
I got it done.
But like, I think with his palettes aren't the smallest palettes in the world. They're definitely not the biggest palettes in the world. But the fact that they are quite long, they don't fit into most makeup bags. So that's really cool that he's thought about that. Like if he's got fans that pretty much just have all his makeup, you can put everything that he's released in there without a problem, which I thought was really, really good.
I think it's good. If you've got to create a makeup bag, it's got to fit your biggest products.
Yeah, I agree.
There's also 3 velour lip scrubs. So he had the candy necklace flavour. He also had a cherry cola flavour and chocolate covered strawberries.
That's right.
That's everything.
But he did sneak peek.
That's right.
The mini liquid lipstick set called Love Me, Love Me Not. And he did say originally that these are going to have pinks and reds from the existing range, like the favourites. And doesn't he usually add like 1 or 2 new shades in there?
There's usually something in there.
Something new.
Yeah, exclusive to the set.
Yeah, but I'm going to assume that he didn't go in depth about it because the video was taking too long and he's going to show it later. But all this is being released on the 10th?
Yes, 10th of February. Everything will be available on jeffreestarcosmetics.com. So
can I say though, I just feel like in this video he was not backtracking a lot, but he was changing it was getting a bit frustrating. So like he did explain that he liked the big pans and then went to the small pans and whatever. But he also then said, I don't want to swatch this for you, the palette, because I don't think swatches show. Yeah. And it's true.
I thought I was like, all right, Jeffree, I agree. Sometimes swatches are bullshit.
Yeah, they're not accurate to how they
apply.
Exactly.
You've got to see how it actually applies on the face.
Yeah, or with a brush.
Yeah, but you can show the colour out of the pan and on the skin with a swatch.
Yeah.
And
But that's often what people want to see, the colour.
Exactly.
And then they can work with the formula if they choose to.
Exactly.
But also what I found hypocritical about that is that he's swatched palettes before. He swatches other people's palettes and judges them on the swatches.
And I'm 100%.
Like, how can you then change your mind and say, I'm not going to swatch my own palette?
But he talked about that fucking palette for about 15 minutes and then glossed over everything else. I was like, dude, you cannot talk about that fucking palette for so long. He went through every single shade individually and like said a few words of love and fucking support about the colour and didn't swatch them.
Yeah.
Come on, Jeffree. He did say that he was going to have some tutorial videos up with an artist who had helped work on imagery, like promotional imagery for the campaign. And I thought, nah. It doesn't fly for me.
But you know what I think it is? There's 2 things. Either, one, that he's realised that the way he's been critiquing people is unfair, which I don't think is the case. I think that's the case, but I don't think he's come to that realisation.
No.
The second one is, I don't think his shadows swatch very well.
I don't think they swatch well either.
And his other ones don't either. They're very powdery and they look very, like the mattes look quite chalky.
Yeah.
And they need a good base and they
Lots of the metallics look beautiful, which is why he swatched.
He swatched only the metallics.
He swatched his good shades.
He swatched his metallics. Yeah. You're right. He didn't swatch any of his mattes. Even the beautiful, vibrant reds that are supposed to sell the palette. He didn't even bother just going, look at that.
I know.
I got some primer on my hand.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm
honest. It needs primer.
It's primer, but look at that pigmentation. Yeah, he just kept going, look at it. And I'm like, I don't know how that applies, Jeffree.
How the fuck? You could have spent 36 minutes building that shit up on your face. Like, you can see you've used matte shadows on your eyes and you have packed them on. And you know how I can tell? Because I do that too when I want to intensify a matte shade. Like,
did you also notice, just on the side, did you also notice that even though his makeup was done by a makeup artist, not only was it like lash glue, which whatever, but the purples looked really skippy. And I reckon that's where
purples are the worst.
But it just looked like it was a bit like jagged. The blending was like not the best. And that's the problem with his mattes. They're very pigmented, but they're not good.
If you can pick up on something being jagged in a video, it's fucked in real life. Because the camera is actually...
The lights are very forgiving.
So pleasantly lovely to bad makeup. Especially when you put on like wings and a fucking liner or liner and lashes.
Yeah, it forgives a lot of things.
Exactly. Yeah. So I am very keen to see more about this palette. I 100% have changed my tune. I am about 98% sure I would not buy this. Mm-hmm. And I won't even bother learning more about the palette until normal consumers are
not
buying
PR
it.
people.
Yeah, I don't want to know. I don't care what his makeup artist is doing. Like, I don't.
Or what his bestie is saying about it.
I don't know them and I don't trust them. And I was left with a little bit of doubt after watching his video. Mm-hmm. And yeah,
it's fair enough. Yeah, totally fair enough.
Nearly dropped my phone.
I'll spaghetti on. Alright, Kat Von D Divine collection is almost here. So it's releasing on katvonDbeauty.com, 14th of Feb, US and Canada. I'm assuming that's Sephora, 23rd of Feb, Spain, France, Italy, Scandinavia, 18th of May, Ireland, UK, blah, 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 blah. We get it March 1st.
Yeah.
You can see them. But yeah, it's coming.
There we go.
All right, here's another. This is a Nana Glam collection. Mm-hmm. So this is.
It's not getting my praises though. I'm just putting that out there.
So this is a sneak peek from Jared from Too Faced. Mm-hmm. Now this on the surface looks like a new product and a new range. So this is sneaky peek, bare it all with the most richly pigmented collection of creamy natural nude lipsticks. Natural nude. Sure. With hydrating coconut butter for luscious, kissable lips. So these are naturally nudes. And you can see in the video playing on the screen, it's just a variety of nudes. Pinks, sort of light brown, mauves, different varieties of nudes. Nude. There's lacy sort of stuff going on. I guess that's supposed to be like lingerie inspired, but like tamer, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So there's this, and then there was also a sneak peek of them revamping an old favourite kind of classic palette, which was the Natural Eyes. Now this has been around for a very long time. I'm actually very happy to see them repackaging this and reformulating it, because I don't think these really hold up to the current market.
No, I would agree with you on that.
The tin packaging is a little bit boring. It's a little bit sort of, not cheap, like it's sturdy, but it's not as good as their packaging these days. And I also really hated this 9-pan sort of really large eyeshadow kind of massive pans with these tiny pans.
I really hated, like, what pissed me off was the way that they were disproportionately large.
Yeah. Like, you don't use that much.
It's just
it annoyed me.
Oh, fucking irks me.
It annoyed me too. But it looks like that they have reformulated it. Shut up, computer. Reformulated it so it is in a nicer, more luxe packaging, which looks really cool. It's got that same sort of lace imprint on it, which makes it look a little bit different. And they've also changed the proportion of the pans, which I think is very smart.
Yes.
So you still have the 3 bigger pans, but they are smaller, or if they're the same size as the original, the other 6 shades are much bigger than the original. So it sort of matches in size almost, which I think is great. So where I think this kind of stands, this is also infused with coconut butter. So it's supposed to be rich and creamy. It's going to smell like coconut. It's going to make me want to vomit.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch
So this is going to be the next like peach thing. Yeah. It's going to be coconut, and coconut gives me a migraine, so I can't handle it. But the reason I wanted to talk about these as being an update is because we saw a while ago those single eyeshadows with lace imprints on them.
Over the top, yeah.
And that never came out.
No.
And I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
What's happening? And also, this could potentially be a bigger natural collection with penis vagina thing.
Dick vagina.
Dick vagina.
Dick vagina.
So I was being too polite and saying penis.
Mates, don't worry, I'll
Cock
bring this
and
out.
vag. The cock
vag.
Yeah, the cock vag. So this is something that we talked about 2 years ago now. Coming up to 2 years.
Where is Dick Vagina?
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like I need to get that tattooed on me somewhere.
Where is Dick Vagina?
Where is Dick Vagina? I'll get it on like the bottom of my foot. When someone
really
pisses
painful.
me off, I'll just be like, where is Dick Vagina?
Where is Dick Vagina? So yeah, they showed like that lattice peach bronzer that came out in the peaches and cream.
Yeah, it was peaches and cream.
All right, so it came
I'm
out.
sure it's peaches and cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came out in that collection. So we saw that one, and then there was 2 other blushes that were shown, sneak peeked.
Dick Vagina was the most important.
Yeah, Dick Vagina was the most important. But I feel like that could work in this sort of lacy design range. So, yeah, they're going for...
what we're going to have to do?
What?
When Dick Vagina comes out, we're going to have to...
throw a party.
Fucking oath.
Throw a party. Dick Vagina party, yay.
Mighty cider, we're going to have to destroy one. Yeah. We're going to have to send Jared a letter being like, fucking about time.
Thank you so much for
you
the Dick Vagina. Yeah. But I think I think this is going to be just a sneak peek of a new big collection that they're bringing out, similar to how they were sneak peeking their peaches and cream, and it ended up being foundations and blushes and cream.
And they also did the candy collection, which was like a, they're bringing out these sort of capsule large collections. And I think this is going to be their next big one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. How do you think a naturally nude collection will be received in this day and age?
Well, I think the nude lipsticks will be received well.
Yeah, I think so.
But the funny thing is, there's been a lot of discussion about...
I reckon their nude lipsticks are just going to be... You know those... They had the lipsticks in the gold packaging. I reckon it's basically just going to be them sort of repackaged.
But it's got the coconut butter thing going on.
They might have reformulated
it. Yeah, I just think this is going to be like the next thing that they're focusing on. And the reason I think it will be received well is because there's been the whole discussion recently, and we've been talking about it with a lot of palettes that are coming out, the whole... especially with Colourpop bringing out that palette that's all just like warm shades and Jeffree Star, and everyone's going, where's the cool shades? Where's the cool shades?
This looks cool in comparison.
Yeah, but that's the thing. When people have made, like, I've seen comments and people discussing it, and then some people going, yeah, cool doesn't suit a lot of people, which is sort of my argument as well. And then other people coming back going, yeah, but I don't necessarily want cool. I want neutral.
Yeah.
And the thing is, in my head, I'm thinking chocolate bar palettes neutral. There are a lot of palettes out there that have been popular. The Kat Von D Shade and Light eyeshadow palette. They're all really neutral, basic, nude eyeshadow palettes. And they've been on the market for ages. You look at Naked 3 palette, is it cool? Mm-hmm. Naked 1 is sort of like a neutral.
Yeah.
Naked 2 is a cool. Yeah. These don't sell anymore and people forget about them. Yeah. So I just feel like this might come back in fashion as a knee-jerk response to too many warm eyeshadow palettes.
Yeah, quite possibly.
But what it actually is just boring nude eyeshadows that we all have hidden at the bottom of our drawers.
I know,
that
we
no
bored.
longer. Yeah, I was like yawn, so I don't use them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But there are so many good, just neutral warms and cools. Not too much not too strong either side. Just neutral eyeshadow palettes out there. Lorac have them. They've all got them.
Yeah, but people forget about them.
People forget about them.
They don't want to buy them. They're like, I want a new one.
Yeah, I don't want that. I tried that and it was too neutral.
Yeah.
I want a new one.
Yeah.
And then you look at something like the Naked Smoky, which is a cool tone palette, discontinued because no one buys it. That's exactly why people don't make cool toned eyeshadow palettes.
By the way, that was, if you didn't buy that and you like cool toned eyeshadows, you missed the best cool tone
that was a good one.
eyeshadow palette on the market.
But that's what annoys me about this whole like knee jerk, too many warms, we want cool tones.
Yeah.
When they come on the market, they don't sell, they get discounted and then discontinued.
Yeah.
If you want them, buy them, and brands will be like, there's a demand for them. Because right now there is no demand for them.
And stop complaining.
That's another one.
Just
all right.
Buy the fucking cool tone palettes.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that is it for updates.
We're done.
So we weren't going to bring updates back until next week, but we thought...
We lied.
We didn't lie. We never promised that. Fuck you, Hayley. No, but we thought that there was... Firstly, we're catching up anyway.
Yeah.
And secondly, we thought that there was some important stuff to talk about.
Yeah, there was some really interesting updates, so it's worth talking about.
And if this was waiting for next Friday, not only would it be obsolete, but also the episode would be 2 hours long. Yeah. And I refuse to edit that.
No, I'm sick of that shit. The episode's getting too long. People are fucking bringing out shit left, right, and centre again. Colourpop's like, here's 50 million things that you don't need. Mm-hmm. Oh, good lord. It started again. Started again.
Yeah. But we have also started again.
Exactly.
Updates. But we'll see you on Wednesday for Makeup Breakup, and then we'll see you on Friday
for new news.
Also, if you follow, and that's Jacob, tell him happy birthday for yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Go now.
Go now. Go now.
That's why I'm wearing sparkles, because I'm going to his party.
Party on, dude. Bye.
Bye.
My name is Jeff.